Okay, Mom, it is what? February 21st, 2019.
Okay.
2019.
Today, 21st?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we've been doing these discussions, and today I mentioned I want to focus on World War II itself. And because I know you were young
I, I
coming
was
through.
in a grade school. Let's say when it ended, I was 13 or something.
Yeah.
So uh, it's got to be first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. Not exactly, I remember. Maybe fourth grade. I can't remember
That's
how
okay.
many years war lasted.
Do you remember what was the first thing you remembered that you recognized that Japan was at war?
Recognize, yeah, because principal in the school
Yeah.
told us, and in Japan, every morning we
All gather, like roll call, right?
yes, roll call. All right. Then he always make a news or current news or something so that we'll know, kids be aware of what's happening
In the world.
in the world.
So did he specifically talk about Pearl Harbor?
Oh yeah.
The bombing?
No, he didn't say Pearl Harbor, but he was very calm.
Yeah.
And they say, Japan attacked the car. But kids, how much you know? I mean,
I get it. I was just curious how that message came out, right? Your principal.
A principal.
Principal came through the principal.
Yeah, because in those days, no TV.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, radio.
Radio, but you're not going to turn radio on from early in the morning to nighttime.
Some people.
Some people
Yeah.
maybe do. So I didn't know.
So
Nobody
where were you at this time when the war broke out?
I was attending fourth grade or something.
In Tokyo.
No,
where were you?
up north, Kamaishi.
Okay, Kamaishi.
Yeah.
Kamaishi. Your whole family.
Whole family, because my father was working at one of the iron works.
Yeah, the Kamaishi is being the top, it's like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's like a Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It like a University of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So college takes almost 80% of Ann Arbor.
Yeah. So
right?
This was the steel industry.
Stealing industry.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what it was.
So that's where you were. So you remember you were in grade school.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What's the first thing that you remember that kind of started affecting your life as the war was going on?
Not at the beginning.
Not at the beginning at all.
No, towards the end.
Oh
yes.
Okay.
Because we started getting a lot of bombings.
In Kamaishi,
yes.
because of the steel factory.
I went through all this bullet. They were really doing. We were running around.
You're talking from airplanes.
Yeah. You can see face.
Yeah.
I look at it and you see face.
Yeah.
And they're shooting us, but it's funny. None of us got killed.
None of the kids.
None of the kids got, because I remember very vividly. We were. When was that? It was Saturday. It was Sunday. See, we have a school on Saturday, half day, normally in Japan, even now.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the 2 day off.
Right.
It's a day and a half.
Right.
And 12 o'clock and it's, done. But a half a day, 4 hours, you still have a class.
Right.
Saturday.
Right.
And okay, well then we have a speaker in every room, every classroom.
Right.
All right. So the announcement said, Kamaishi going to be in a bomb something, So everybody got to shook up, but we had always training how to escape, how to run, where to go. Okay. And so we did the same thing. So here's the school. Then all the kids rushed out of school, right?
Like a bunch of ants coming out of a hole.
So I hear all this machine guns, and all over the place. And then every time they hit the ground, of course, they go, the land goes.
Right, the dirt.
But when you're living in that period, no fear, not much. I know you could get the kill and everything. Not one, I think 500 some students at the time.
Nobody.
Nobody, not a one.
That's a miracle.
Miracle. And we had a mountain, because the Iwate prefecture, it's a mountainy county in
Right.
up north. And what is it? Yeah, school was just below the mountain. So we had a tunnel goes either way. In case something should happen, that's where we're supposed to escape.
In the tunnel.
In the tunnel.
Right.
Nobody did. You know, it happens so quick.
Yeah, everyone runs for their
That
life.
just a run for life.
Yeah.
Try to run away. But you're really going towards the, bullets. Because they're coming down, then right? So I went through all this.
Yeah.
So I can feel when I see in the TV,
Yeah.
even now,
Yeah.
I know the feeling how people must felt because I've been through that.
Right. Hey, how about bombs?
Because it's a mountainy county, we had a bomb too. But they couldn't drop like a Tokyo, it's all prairie.
Right.
Okay.
Flat.
So, flat, okay. Not, ours
Mountainous, yeah.
yeah, mountains. So they couldn't do that. But every time they dropped, so they could drop a certain big,
Certain size, yeah.
yeah, not huge.
Not the huge ones.
No, I don't think so. Because it echoes. Because the mountain, boom, 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 boom. It's all over. But when you're living, in the life, you're kind of used to it. So it's not a lullaby, but,
Oh, it's like living next to a railroad track.
Yeah.
You get used to the
it
train.
used to sound.
Yeah.
And everything. Because I remember one time, they were doing all that thing, and my father and I, we were taking a bath. We got used to it all the time,
Yeah.
getting, towards the end. So I said, oh, here it comes again, see?
So this was more at the end of the war.
Yeah.
But at the early stages, wouldn't you have been affected by the rationing and everything went to the war effort? I would think. So tell me a little bit about.
This is very, 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 as a kids, because the kids love the sweet.
Oh yeah.
I never ever had a sweet experience having sweets when I was little. Never.
Because everything went to the war.
Everything went to the army.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly, especially the bakery, because kids we always hungry, right?
Right.
So every time I go through by the bakery, we look, see if anything edible, and it's always empty. And so it's what do you call
Grocery.
it? Not the grocery.
Dry goods.
It's a bakery.
Yeah.
But they sell bread and things.
Oh sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. We go because we didn't have supermarket in those days. All right. So bakery, fish shop, different, independent, and so we go bakery. Always look. I look. Everybody, I think, see if something there.
Nothing.
So
Well, how did you eat?
from in the house or in the mother fix something
Where did she get the food?
from store.
But not the empty bakery.
Not from bakery because bakery is bakery
But maybe from
goods.
the vegetable store, from the butcher,
Yeah, vegetable butcher, fish, store.
stuff like that.
Yeah, and but the one thing I really, really remember very vividly is how come they never have anything in the bakery or bakery shop, or I don't see any bread, no sweets. Okay, nothing. It's always an empty cabinet. Okay, empty. Then what I thought? What did I thought? At the time, I said maybe they never carry because I don't know.
You never see
that
anything
goes,
different.
Yeah. Because when I was much smaller, If it's a candy shop, you see that a candy, right? And a bakery shop, you see the bread and the other sweets.
Pastries, yeah.
Pastries. Nothing. And at the time I thought, well, how come they don't have anything and why they have to open the door?
They open the door.
Open the door means they, when they close the shop, they have
Yes.
like
So they're open for business, but there's nothing there.
nothing there. So, but I was that little, and I wondered why there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
And so then why they have to open the door? Why they bother to open the
Yeah,
door?
good question.
All right. Well, now I know, but at the time it's
No,
just
well,
as
what's
a
the
kid.
answer? What's the
Huh?
answer now that you know? What was the answer? Why did they open it?
Well, that's all. I didn't know because I wouldn't think my mind it wouldn't go further. Maybe that goes to armies.
But why did they open the doors with nothing in the store? Was it family honor? Was it just to show that the
No,
business
it's to show the business, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing. It's all empty.
But they were open for
They
business.
open. Yeah, but no business. But they had the business, and behind, right?
Oh.
All food, the bakery goods, anything good stuff went to army.
Yes, but they still kept some things?
No,
Nothing.
nothing. Then maybe
All right,
kids.
so they did get paid because the army took
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's why they could living. So I didn't know why they have to open the, why don't
Because
they
they're doing
close?
business. They're just doing it with the army only.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the kids
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was, I remember very clearly, how come? I always wonder things, and how come this doesn't go that way? How come it doesn't work this way? I always was curious.
Curious.
I was
So,
a curious kid.
Was it all 7 of you children there together?
No, we are together. We're a family.
So do you remember anything with any other your siblings or your parents at the beginning of the war that was very significant? Was there a move involved, or did you have to prepare anything, or?
Oh my God, I did a lot because I'm the first daughter.
Yeah.
So I had to stay with my father so that I can take care of him. Because the mother, they have to evacuate to my father's family side.
Right.
Because it's in a country.
Right.
Safer.
Yeah.
All right. And so they left, I think maybe a couple of years before, towards the end of
Before the end of 2 years before the end.
2 years before the end. And mother took all the other 6 kids. And I'm the one only stayed because I was the oldest, and I had to, in those days, the women do a lot of domestic work.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
So father needed somebody there.
Right.
So
You stayed.
I stay.
Yeah.
And but the rest of them, they were in the country.
Sure.
So they were safe.
So in your immediate family,
Yeah.
anyone in the war in your immediate
Oh
family?
yes, that I never forget.
Okay.
As long as I live.
So tell us about that.
One day I was 12, maybe 6th grade or something. My cousin that you saw in the pictures, they have 2 sons and the 3 girls. They had 5 children. We had 7.
Right.
They had 5.
Right.
Okay. The one went to war as a pilot, suicide pilot, kamikaze. Never came back. And the family really searched for 17 years after the war. Father came to Tokyo and went to ministry and find out if there is any news.
Any record,
A
anything
record, no. Everything was destroyed.
in the bombing.
And so they don't have anything. And but he did that for every 17 years after the war. Father came to Tokyo. Oh, that I never I never forget this. My cousin, one of their cousin. The picture you saw with my old girls and me.
Yes.
Okay, that's we were real close to them, real close. That was my uncle, their father, my mother, their siblings, and one day I was 5th grade or 6th grade, so it gotta be about 12 years old or 11 and a half, something. All right, he early in the morning, and he said he joined the kamikaze. No, he didn't say kamikaze, army or something, because it was confidential, secret. And army don't want anybody know who goes to where and what for. You know what I mean? So they never told us. He never told anything. So anyway, he's gonna volunteer and join the army. So we thought, oh, okay. He was 16. Yeah, he was 16. It has to be at least 16 in those days. And he just came to say goodbye. We got shocked. Yeah, I told my mother. Father was gone to work in the morning early, so mother and us were home, and he left. Then my mother asked him when he's leaving, and such a date, about a few days ahead. Okay, then the house is big house, right? They live in the big house. And the family gonna give, of course, a farewell party. So we naturally were invited, and we went there. And that's the last time I saw him.
Now, since it was all secretive, how did you know he was kamikaze?
We didn't know. We
Until
just figured out.
You figured it
Yeah,
out.
we figured it out. I figured it out too. It gotta be, because I read a lot of books. I want to find out what he might, because everything kept a secret.
Yeah.
Not to tell even a family. Well,
No.
U.S. do the same thing.
Oh yeah, there's always war
Always.
is war, right? So I remember a story, maybe I'm not
Okay.
remembering correctly, where one of the sons, I don't know, cousin, nephew, I don't know,
Oh, okay.
but he was presumed dead. But then he showed up.
Oh, yeah.
You remember this?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
He was the first
now,
son.
who was this? Yeah.
He was Hiroshi. Kiyoshi was the second. They have two boys.
Same family.
Same family. My mother.
Yeah,
My
mother's brother.
brothers.
Your uncle.
Okay. They live with my grandparents.
Right.
Our grandparents. They live
Mother's
with
side.
them.
Mother's side.
Mother's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so after they found out Kiyoshi, second one, nobody knows. They contacted Tokyo. They went to Tokyo because in those days not too many telephones or no communications. So he took overnight train to went to Tokyo, right? And he couldn't find any. He
Second
visited his second son, and then so we presume the first son he's already gone too.
Right.
You see, and he was in Manchuria at the time. That I remember.
Right. So the boy that came in the morning, was he the second son or the
Second.
first? Okay, so the first son
Younger.
was already gone.
Oh, he was about 18, 19.
He was gone.
He was gone.
And he was in Manchuria.
Yeah, Manchuria.
Okay.
That he was working for Japan built Manchuria and Korea actually, laid the railroad track,
Mm-hmm.
and these all Japan did it.
Right.
Manchuria, I mean, and he was working for this railroad
Right.
company. So it's a big company. It's government company, or actually. And somehow, because he knew Russian already before even Russia declared the war, joined the other forces.
Allies, yeah.
Allies. They're already there, halfway down in the Manchuria.
Oh, the Russians were already
already.
coming. Yeah, all right.
Yes, so they knew something is coming, and because he was 19 or maybe 20 most.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So he got, I think, message. He knew already Russia gonna declare war any moment.
Right.
So he escaped, and before he escaped,
So he was not military.
no, he was not in the military.
Okay.
He was a civilian, and he in that time, Manchuria and Korea, they had all kinds of goodies. We never seen chocolate as a child. I never knew what the chocolate exists. All right, and they had all this. That's pretty rare. So he thought that he's gonna bring souvenir gift, from Manchuria. Okay. I mean, nobody thought it very seriously, I guess. And he thinks he probably could get caught and get shot and killed, right? But he said he bought a dozen. All right. But when he finally arrived to family, he only had $9 or $10 left. So he ate the 2 boxes of sleep, but that's how he survived.
Oh, I thought maybe he gave boxes to security to allow him to continue traveling. You know what I mean?
No, he ate.
He ate it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was his food.
That was his food.
And something from a mountain or, whatever.
Okay. So he made it home, and everyone, what was the reaction?
Shock. He appeared.
Like a ghost?
Yeah. So I guess they didn't believe, of course. He went home because he knows where his home is.
Yeah.
All right. He didn't say anything. Of course, maybe he couldn't because
Couldn't get the word.
couldn't get
All the lines were
no.
down.
That's right. Couldn't get it. So all he had to do is he has to walk, but it's not too much to walk from a station. With a guy who was 19 or 20-year-old, nothing. And it took him maybe 15, 20 minutes to get home from the train station. Train station here, and we had a big river.
Yeah.
And you cross a bridge, and you go 1 or 2 blocks and turn left, and that was his home. He knows where
Yeah,
he
sure.
is. Okay. So he appeared one day.
Were you there?
No, because we are not living with them.
Right.
We had our own house.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but later on, mother told me, because I think it's because most people stayed home at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, and he thought it was a kind of dream, because he never expected anything. First, he thought it's illusion. It could be. I don't know what it is. I didn't ask, but then. He was him, you could touch him. And, then how we learned? Well, then they sent one of the kids, the girls, to our house, to let them know the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we did. Because we communicated that
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
There was no telephone. Nobody had a telephone.
So at this time, was there... Well, this was near getting near the end of the war, though, wasn't it?
Right.
I'm just trying to think here of different things. How did the government change from the beginning to the end in terms of what they communicated and how they communicated, or what they asked of people? Was there a big change in?
I don't know. They're too busy trying to, I think. But the main reason I can see now, it's they couldn't get oil.
Yeah.
The Allied
Blockaded everything.
blockade. So that's how. And but they know how Japanese fight. They fight until they die. We are ready to fight. We are kids.
Well, can you explain that? How was that? Was that taught? Was it? It was just cultural. How did that? How was that part of the thinking?
I think it's a part of a culture. You see, in Japan, is famous for what do you call loyalty. They are loyal to something. We are loyal to government, we have to defend our country, right? Even the kids.
Even kids.
And but at that time, we couldn't do too much of academical study, because they took most of the guys out.
Of school.
So no guys. It's all women and kids and baby. And so we went to what our school did was once a week we went to can factory. We had to send the food to armies, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. Because we are on the bay, ocean side, so there was a big can factory.
Yeah.
And they were so busy making canned goods for armies.
Sure.
All right. So we went to help. So it was once or twice a week. We did, we gathered.
Now, did things keep getting? Was it slow at the beginning, and then just kept getting more and more and more?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was, I think at first it was maybe once a week or once every 10 days. We donate our time one day, so we all go, because we're not the kids anymore. They are more, adult, not adult, but,
Youth.
Yeah, youth. So, the brain is not like a kid's brain.
Right.
More adult brain. We went to do that. And of course, towards the end of war, I think we went 2-3 times a week.
Okay. Really heavy.
Yeah.
Keep the food moving.
Right. So we did that, But the war ended.
Well, before the war ended,
Yeah.
you're saying that even everyone, the kids, everyone would have picked up, any kind of weapon, pitchfork.
Oh, we are ready to do that.
And ready to go to battle.
Oh, yes. We don't think about it.
Was the government saying that Japan was going to be invaded? Did they, what made you?
I mean, we couldn't understand. We were told we are gonna die, commit suicide if you don't want to leave your kids alone, parents, So if kids die, parents cannot die before kids, and
Was this something the government was saying, or something people were just talking about?
people talk.
People talk.
Yeah, oh yeah, And my father, being an army.
Yeah.
And he knew it's coming, and even when the war started, and he wasn't ready for it, you see, because he know the capability, and I can't. I'm looking at the map now. United States, I see Japan. This all right. This how in the world they really committed. It's stupid. So now because I'm adult, I think it's adult. But you know why? Because they never really defeated.
They were never defeated.
No.
And they needed.
They never.
I know
they won Russia over Russia.
And China.
See, and China.
And
they over.
And they didn't have any natural resources. They wanted to imperialize. They wanted to colonize, and get natural resources.
No, that's American thinking.
Ah.
No, because I know, being a Japanese, I know how we feel.
I thought it was.
No, even we had 75 years. Japan took over. In the 1800 something, and I read the book about. It's written with somebody, and because I'm interested in the politics, so I read the books, and. Even he was what do you call?
He, the emperor.
Japanese. We took Korea.
Yeah.
All right, to Koreans. Most 9% Koreans were illiterate.
But why take Korea?
Huh?
Why? Why take?
Oh, you know why? Korea.
It's close.
Manchuria.
Yeah.
Russia.
Yeah.
And this is Japan.
Right.
Sakhalin.
Yeah.
And they can't defend this because it's Russia, but Korea, they can ride a boat
Yeah.
to come to Japan, see?
Right.
So that was the closest. That's why when Russia came to Manchuria, they sent the army right away because they could come to Korea
Protect the borders.
and take over
Easily.
easily. They knew that already. That's why they want to prevent up here before. But the Russian, the army was still there, waiting to go, because that was the order. See, but we don't know.
Right.
But they can tell army is right there. You can see it, and they knew anytime if they come. That's why he escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how your father, he had opinions about the Russians.
Oh God, he hated the Russians. Even during the wartime, never ever ever to trust Russia, because he broke every treaty, peace treaty that is made with Japan. Every one of them, Russia, never trust anymore somebody like that. Never.
They broke all the treaties.
Huh?
They broke the treaties.
And so I guess he didn't want to talk about that, how he escaped and things.
Your cousin?
We asked because we want to know.
Yeah.
But I can understand that because it just.
He did whatever he had to.
Yeah. But he survived because he ate the chocolates.
Chocolates.
And when you know that, because we had the biggest family, see, 7 kids. I think he ate I think he bought a dozen or something to make, bring a gift to Japan, okay. Because they had all kinds of all good stuffs in Korea and Manchuria at the time.
Yeah.
Japan don't have anything.
Right.
All right. And so we got the box of chocolate. I remember that day. And we said, what's this? What's this? Interesting, but I know something good. We all know something good. So we all gathered, So my father knew it. And because my father went to Manchuria,
Right.
Korea, China, so
Right.
he knew what that is. Okay, we didn't know. We never seen before. And when he opened it, we go, oh, but we don't know about something good because it smells good. And we thought, we never ate anything taste like heavenly. Because, you see, you appreciate more.
Oh, yeah.
You eat every day, you think it's nothing. And so, I mean, in a way...
Was this the most significant event that you kind of remember as a family?
We had a big party. It was surprise.
Yeah.
He appeared.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me...
17 years after that, after the war, father went to every
find the
year to find
younger brother.
Younger brother.
No, nothing.
No record.
No.
Because they had to burn everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what... I mean, really, the country was never invaded. Ground invaded, per se.
But we talk about it.
I know
in
you
case of, it's invaded.
What?
We are ready to fight.
Everyone.
Oh, every one of them, including myself,
Yeah.
oh, sure.
Okay.
And so we call it long, we fight with this. Women fight, use...
Sickle? Like a blade?
Yeah,
long
braid, long, braid.
Yeah.
Oh, we're ready. So we practiced how, with the kids. And we practiced how, but we were ready to do it.
Yep.
But because you're in a war mentality. And it's you're not worrying about you get killed or, no, you don't think anything like that. If we die, we die.
So tell me how did you come to know when the first atomic bomb was dropped? Was there...
It was news right away.
Okay, so what happened?
That was really, really stunned anybody. I think it was top secret, and never leaked. But scientists kind of knew they were experimenting something we don't know.
That Japan was, or the United
Japan
States?
was.
Japan, everyone was at the time, right? Trying to get the technology.
Right.
The Germans were real close.
Yes. And Einstein.
Yeah, here. So, how was it described? I mean, one bomb taking out the whole city, wasn't it?
We had no idea. I don't think so. Because they, see, even some scientists knew maybe something, they're doing something big.
Yeah.
But no idea exactly what it was they were,
What it was.
Yeah.
But they knew the Americans did this, or...
Oh, yeah.
Then what happened when...
Also, after Hiroshima, everybody knew right away.
But then Nagasaki came.
Right.
So what happened after
Because it's a one place and dropping this, because they know the nature of the Japanese. They're going to die, everybody die until fight until your death. So, and they have to do second. When the second time, and really sank in what is this bomb does. The first one, maybe just to kind of surprise things. Maybe then Japan surrendered, that they waited a little, but then nothing happened. But in the meantime, of course, they had big sleepless night, debates and how... In Tokyo. We don't know. We are in the...
Country.
Yeah, country.
So what happened? The news hit right away when the second bomb was dropped, Nagasaki.
Within a week, right away, surrendered. Emperor said, "This is enough."
Okay.
And we don't want to lose.
But he described it as to do the unthinkable.
What he described?
To surrender.
Huh?
To surrender.
Oh, because the emperor's word is like a God's word, okay?
But so him doing what he did, enabled the end.
And he said if he were been killed, let's say, executed, and he said he will do it. Oh, he really...
He took the blame.
He took blame, everything. And, but of course... But we are lucky, I think. It was like U.S. and England and this, not Russia. Russia may have.
They would have. Well,
they didn't want Russia. They didn't trust Russia either at the time. Either, see, nobody trusted Russia. And anyway, we had.
So how did the surrender? How did it play out?
How did it happen?
What did you do? Was there big news? Was there ceremony?
No. It was a soon as I think Nagasaki was attacked, I think within a few days or something, they declared surrender. Finally, the emperor said, "So many got killed already. So far, we don't need any more." Japan gonna be totally and because that's the kind of people we are, see, because we follow the
Bushido, whatever.
Whoever, and so we do anything for emperor.
So when he said we're gonna lay down our,
so he was gonna be, he really.
Orchestrated the peace.
Yes, and he's the one who's going to take all the blame so they can execute,
him,
get rid of him.
Get rid of him. But no, MacArthur actually asked him to help more.
But in America too, there's so many top, what do you call, those in power, yeah,
military cabinet.
They had a Japanese experience.
Yeah.
So a few went to. They spoke fluent Japanese. And went to university, and they know what the Japanese is. And they were going to bomb Kyoto too. But they are the one who stopped government not to do that, because that's a sacred place, and they have to have a history. so remains at Kyoto. So they omitted Kyoto, never dropped the bomb. But Osaka, they got it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Big time. And so these people knew what the Japanese look like, very loyal. It is very true. They're loyal to emperor. And so emperor's
So
word was...
what was the first thing you remember after surrender that the emperor asked the people to do?
I remember the day of surrender.
Yeah, of course, that was a dark day. Right?
Everybody cried.
Yeah.
And they put the radio to full blast. Radio.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
You could hear it in the streets.
Yes. And so we knew what happened. The only thing we are kind of relieved is no more bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the emperor come on himself later to ask what he wanted of the Japanese people to do? Did he?
I don't know. I really don't know that much.